is no one is from Los Angeles. I was walking past this window, some shop window last week, and I saw something in the window as a mouthwash. It was called California Breath. Anybody heard of that? California Breath mouthwash? I was thinking, what the hell is that? So I was imagining that it smells like spandex, silicone, and broken promises. All right, anyway. But there's a smoke-filled redneck bar in California, and it was there one night that I'd met Jolene. Was 8 miles north of Malibu, out on that PECH. But lately I've been thinking about Jolene. She said she drove a rusted out Cadillac. It was a beat up ragtop dream, was parked outside. And you might imagine my surprise when she offered me the keys. Well, I knew that I was meant for Jolene. Out in the moonlight watching the stars swaying to that summer breeze. Are you alone in some smoky bar? And do you ever think about me? We drove on through the night in Coral Canyon and walked barefoot through the sands of Malibu Beach. I remember it like it was yesterday, her brown hair on my skin. Well, lately I've been thinking about Jolene. Out in the moonlight watching the stars swaying to that summer breeze. Are you alone in some smoky bar? And do you ever think about me? So I had the good fortune a few years ago of touring the western part of the United States with my friend, Mr. Billy Bragg. I can see some of you guys have met him. I think I met a lot of you folks playing in Wolverhampton with Billy. Is that right? But touring the West Coast was a wonderful experience with him. It was just a beautiful time. We played these really big theaters in front of a lot of people, and just had a great time hanging out. I met some of the nicest people I'd ever met in my life, and it was a beautiful experience in every way possible. And then came Los Angeles. So Billy walks up to me before the gig and he says, "Otis, you're not going to play that one song tonight, are you?" And I knew that he was talking about this song. And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to play it." He says, "Well, you're not going to sing that third verse, are you?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to sing it." And he says, "Well, I double dog dare you." And brothers and sisters, let me tell you, if you're a kid growing up in the great state of Indiana, you do not leave a double dog dare lying on the table unattended like that. So I got up all the nerve I could muster, and I walked out on stage at the Henry Ford Theater in Hollywood, California, in front of a sold-out crowd of 2,500 people. And I sang this song, and I sang this third verse, and it flopped about as bad as anything has ever flopped. I mean, it went horribly. It was terrible. And I'm not entirely sure why, but I'll sing it for you guys and maybe you can tell me. Well, there's a whole lot of vain, pathetic people out there in Los Angeles. And it's probably about the most superficial place that I'd ever seen. Can I get an amen? Amen. I said, can I get an amen? Amen. Some people claim one day it's all going to fall off in the sea. And I think that'd be a damn good start. Lately, I've been thinking about Jolene. So I had the good fortune of touring over here with Billy about a year ago, and that was a beautiful experience. I did a month of dates with him and played in front of some nice big crowds and everything. My favorite part of the tour, though, I don't want to interrupt you guys, I'm sorry. My favorite part of the tour was somewhere in the middle of the day, Billy would say, okay, it's time for pub lunch. And I had no idea what the hell pub lunch was. I said, okay, let's do pub lunch. So we would stop off at pubs and we would, we would just eat whatever the local food was. And my prime directive while traveling is to partake in things indigenous to the area. So I try to learn a little bit, maybe I have this little bitty brain, and maybe if I learn a little bit more about the area I'm in, maybe my brain will get a tiny bit bigger. I need it to be a lot bigger, but so anyway, we stopped off at this pub. It's actually a truck stop where the lorries would stop off and eat. And we're sitting there, and I'm looking at the menu. I'm thinking, what's something I've never tried before? What's something I've never ever had? And I'm looking all over it, and there it is right in front of me. It says black pudding. So I'm thinking, I don't know what that is. So I asked the waitress. I said, well, what is it? And she said she didn't know. And I really don't believe her when she said that. But I looked over at Billy and I'm like, hey, what is it? And he's like, oh, go ahead and get it, mate. And that's my best British accent. I apologize. So I went ahead and ordered it, and I'm waiting for it to come out. And I'm sitting there thinking about it. I'm thinking, black pudding, what could this possibly be? Well, we have this thing in the States that we call chocolate pudding. And it's a chocolatey, gooey, warm dessert treat, really, really good. And I'm thinking, well, hell, black pudding must be really chocolatey. So I'm trying, I'm imagining it. I'm really getting psyched out for this chocolatey treat that's about to come my way. And finally the waitress comes out, and she's got this big plate, and she's walking towards me, and it looks like someone took the world's largest scab, and deep fried it, stuck it on the plate, and said, there's your dinner, Otis. I have to admit in front of you guys that black pudding is not for me. Maybe there's good black pudding, I don't know. Sounds like, is there good black pudding? There's a little bit of a mixed reaction from the audience there. Perhaps you guys could get together, form a consensus, and report to me later about that.